hustle. Some people had both, a dangerous combination. A couple steps ahead of any sticky situation. Know when to make the move and know when to stay and be patient. And just because you're flesh and blood doesn't make you related. She used to tell me a story about the amazing glaze. Him and your pops was like brothers, but that nigga was crazy. Me in early, late 80s, Brooklyn, the murder capital, where it wasn't frowned on if you had to bust.
Story for you, Joe. I was in Atlantic City seeing a Mike Tyson fight. So me and Supreme, we're going to the fight. We turn around, this white guy bumps Supreme, hits him hard. Supreme almost fell on the floor. The guy turns around, it's John Gotti. John Gotti comes up, says, Supreme, yo, man, I apologize, man. These reporters were taking pictures, this and that. His man comes up now, taps me, yo, you guys, can I buy you guys a drink? It's Sammy the Bull. Now, we know that they ain't no girly men. You know what I'm saying? So we're standing there, Joe, and we're standing there like, this is John Gotti and Sammy the Bull, and they're apologizing like men.
Hey, good day, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hey, let's get straight to it, man. You know what? I stumbled upon this piece, and I was listening to Eric B. of the group Eric B. and Rakim. And right now, where it's like, as I'm listening to it, Eric B. is saying something crazy that he was at a Mike Tyson fight. And right now, whereas this white guy, you know what I'm saying, big white guy, bump into Puerto Rican Supreme Magnetic. Hey, anybody know anything about Supreme? Supreme is very, very low key. You know what? They can call Supreme Ghost because he was out there, but you know very little about him and you barely even see him. Supreme is a real good, down-to-earth brother. May his brother rap, so rest in peace. But anyway, Eric B. say they was in Atlantic City at a Mike Tyson fight when this big white guy bumped into him. And then he said right now that big white guy happened to be the late John Gotti, the Teflon Don. So even when he bumped into him and almost knocked Supreme down, then he basically apologized. And then Sammy the Bull came along and offered them, hey, look, guys, listen, we apologize. Here's some drink. You know what, man, ain't nothing to it. So if you listen to Eric B. and the story that he's telling, it's a hell of a story. So you know what I did? I listened to that and I sent a clip to Sammy. I say, Sammy, because John is no longer here. John cannot verify the story because John Gotti is no longer here, may so rest in peace. Supreme don't get on social media. So what I did was I sent that piece to Sammy the Bull. And Sammy the Bull basically say, hell no, it's not true. So once again, message to Eric B. Why in the hell you out here capping, man? You mean to tell me right now, Wes, you got a hell of a story. You done been around, your partner, Rakim, a hell of a rapper. Y'all done did tours. Y'all done been around the world and back again. So once again, I know you got plenty of story that you can tell. So why are you going to take this story and blow it out of content? Why are you going to lie for no reason? Sammy's still around. Okay? Like you say, it was you, Supreme, Sammy the Bull, and late John Gotti. But once again, from Sammy, he say, that's not true. And like I told folks, in order to be honest with anybody else, you got to first attempt to be honest with yourself. Liar, 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 pants on fire. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, support. I am the real Brian Glass Gibbs. One love.
Himself with probably the most ruthless and notorious cocaine crack enterprise in the city. That being Howard Happy Mason and Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols.
NYPD rookie police officer was murdered, executioner style. And as I'm listening to that, I'm like, whoa.
You actually dealt with Brian Gotti Williams, huh?
I dealt with him years ago, back in the 80s, early 90s. I was where he was arrested by my partner back in those days for several murders himself.
Not bad. I was given to me by a police officer in New York called Matt Burnham, whose son was gunned down by these drug dealers up there in New York City.
Blaze was probably within the top 10 people in the city, but I'm going to say that he was probably one of the top 2 or 3 in Brooklyn. Drug dealers, and control the drug organization.
And you know what I did? When I got the phone, I told my man, the next time we see him, he's out of here.
Yeah.
Less than 12 hours, that nigga was dead.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
the second person you murdered?
No, because like right now, if you're going by the timeline, by that time is a few more before him.
You know, I heard so many good things about you. What I really like is, I know you're a tough guy. And I've known that for quite a while, and you changed your life, and you're coming around, and you're right. We're from New York. We're New Yorkers. No matter what color you are, no matter what religion you are, no matter what you are, you know, we're New Yorkers.
Well, he was a drug kingpin himself. He was a drug lord himself back in those days, and he operated out of Brooklyn in East New York, and you know, he committed a lot of violent acts himself. So, if anybody knows the streets, I mean, he knows the streets.
Tottenham. Yeah, you gotta worry about them guys. But we only have to worry about those guys in Vanderveer and stuff. You know, we all knew Glaze and Tutton, all those guys.
Yeah.
I know Glaze, Supreme Team. What up, Glaze? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, inside the mind of the killer, the Brian Glaze Gibbs.
Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Who you know more realer, stories with more thriller. Spit real facts, who you know more chiller. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Once upon a time not long ago in the streets of Brooklyn, Glaze had him shookin'. If he liked what you had, got took it. Give me gangsta moves, ran with some gangsta dudes. You know I'm Brooklyn dude, straight take you fool. Me get that real 50 Cent fat cat pet. Had blocks on lock, BGG the movement. Here to make improvements. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box, knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. You know more realer, stories with more.
Story for you, Joe. I was in Atlantic City seeing a Mike Tyson fight. So me and Supreme, we're going to the fight. We turn around, this white guy bumps Supreme, hits him hard. Supreme almost fell on the floor. The guy turns around, it's John Gotti. John Gotti comes up, says, Supreme, yo, man, I apologize, man. These reporters were taking pictures, this and that. His man comes up now, taps me, yo, you guys, can I buy you guys a drink? It's Sammy the Bull. Now, we know that they ain't no girly men. You know what I'm saying? So we're standing there, Joe, and we're standing there like, this is John Gotti and Sammy the Bull, and they're apologizing like men. I got